everybody. Happy Saturday to you. I hope wherever you are having a wonderful, wonderful day, and that your weather is just the way you like it, and that all things are good in your world. I have been binge watching, yes, that's right, me binge watching, Segrid Soto, and I am just in love with her method of crafting. She's very uplifting. She's a lot of fun to listen to. She turns the camera on and just kind of lets it roll. And if the dog barks or if her husband walks in, it's like no big deal. I just love her because she's a very organic kind of girl. I made Segrid's feathers last week, and I posted a video about that. These are Segrid's mixed media boho beads. I'm not a jeweler, and she is, so a few of the techniques had a little bit of a learning curve with it, but these are so much fun to do, and I think anybody can do them. If I can jewelry something up, then anybody can. I love this technique. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to use your scraps. So I'm going to show you how to do this, but I will put a link to Segrid's video in the description box below. What Segrid does is, believe it or not, she collects the cylinders from pens and markers, and she keeps her cylinders. And then she has a miter box and a saw, and she cuts the cylinders into tubes like this. I didn't have any of that. So what I did was I just took a little bit of packaging and rolled some beads like this. I mean, you'll never see this, so it really doesn't even matter what it looks like. I used a pencil and kind of just to get this stuff a little pliable, and it does need to be a bit heavy, but I just took a pencil and kind of rolled it, you know, to kind of get the pliability going on it. And then you know, I kind of measured it, and then I cut, and then I just used some regular cellophane tape and just made some cylinders so I could try this technique. Segrid uses all kinds of fabric and twines and fibers and all kinds of stuff. Now, I'm super lucky because somebody sent me this, and this is only a small batch of what my friend Jeannie sent me. It's all batik fabric. It's just so beautiful. You guys just wouldn't believe it. It's incredible. It's some of this is what I used on my the couple of flojos that I made a couple weeks ago, which I'd like to get back to. I just haven't had time to do that. All right, we're going to take our little cylinder. Remember, you can do this any way you want. And first thing I want to do is wrap it with some fabric. You could probably wrap this with paper. You could wrap it with, you know, whatever you want. It's a very kind of hodgepodge-ish technique, and Segrid can walk you through it. But we're just going to try and knock one out kind of quick. I'm going to put some glue directly onto my cylinder. I forget how Segrid does that. I don't think she puts glue on her cylinder, but I'm going to put glue on mine. And then we just start wrapping the fabric here. Got a little white showing, so I just pushed it up. Really easy. Need more glue. You could use, you know, scrap t-shirts, clothing. Segrid's fond of sari material, and she tells this wonderful story about her sari material, and that it was an old skirt that she picked up at the thrift store for like 40 cents. So, you know, making her even more likable by me, my frugal-ish nature. She's also really into recycling, and it's so cool to watch her work. Okay, we have our cylinder wrapped with some fabric. Now remember, if you don't have fabric, that's cool. Just use some paper or something like that. Next thing I'm going to do here is add some text. And I've got a few little text pieces here from a book, and I'll just put a little bit of glue on here and put our text pieces on. It's really kind of just spiffs up the whole thing. Makes it very, very mixed media-ish. I'm going to hop up real quick and clean my fingers and make sure that you guys can see this. I'm going to take you in just a little bit. Not too close. There we go. Okay, I think you can see that pretty good. A few more pieces of paper. Text pages are awesome. You can kind of use them in all kinds of different ways. Very fond of using text pages, and I think that's the Jennibellie influence coming out there. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm not going to put another one on. Next thing that we're going to do is add a few fibers, and boy, am I not a lucky girl. I have so much to choose from over here. I totally love this. I just am in love with whatever this is. I think it's silk. I think that is what it is. Jeannie sent this to me. I think it is silk. Yeah. Oh, and it tears so nicely. Awesome. Alright, let's use a little bit of that. I'm not sure how glue is going to do on here, but let's see. And then you kind of get it going, and then you can kind of decide about how much you're going to use, or don't want to cover the text up entirely. I think that I'll probably use it to right here. Okay, I like that. Oh my goodness, I love that. Okay. This is sticky, y'all, so I've got my little handy dandy art rag made out of my old flannel pajamas right here. Wiping my fingers off. Oh yeah, looks super cool. Alright, so we've got our fabric, we've got our text pages, and we've got some fiber. At this point, Segrid she'll tell you how she fills the cylinder here. The idea is that we're going to put a wire in the cylinder, right? And then we're going to lace beads on top of in the bottom of the cylinder to create the bead, right? But the wire wiggles. So we have to put something inside the bead to keep the wire stable. Last night, I tried to use scrap beads for this, and I just wasn't having a lot of luck finding the size bead that I need to stick in here. So last night, I took a page out of a magazine and cut 1-inch strips and rolled them. And that seemed to fit in my cylinder just great. So I'm going to stick a couple of those in. Segrid uses her beads so beautifully at this point. She uses like scrap beads, and she's able to wedge them kind of in there. But I did not have a lot of scrap beads. I just couldn't. I couldn't make that work. I just couldn't find the bead sizes that I need. Segrid uses beads at the top, and I'm super lucky because I have some beautiful beads that I can use kind of as end caps for this little project. So I'm using just a couple of these. I don't know what these are, y'all. I love them. My friend sent them to me. They work so great for this project. It was like they were the perfect thing for this project. All right. Now I want to run. I should have run my wire before I stuck in my last one. So let's take her out. Okay, now you can see how the wire is going up through the cylinder, and you can see that the beads that I made last night, the magazine rolls, are holding the wire in place. She still has a little bit of wiggle, but we're going to fix that. All right, now I'm putting on the end bead, and you can see that that kind of just bookends the bead perfectly. These beads fit great into the cylinder. Segrid does use some bead caps, and I've never used bead caps. I'm not sure if I like that or not. It seems kind of big. I do know that you might have to kind of squeeze these, but I'm not even sure I can do that with my fingers. I do have this snazzy little tool, so let's see if I can. Nope. I mean, they're super, like, not going to be able to do that. I did have some of these left and some leftover beads, but I kind of don't like that either. I did have these. Not really fond of that. I was fortunate because I had taken some scrap jewelry and did have little, a few little bead caps here. So I guess what we'll do is just forego the bead cap and maybe opt for just another bead. And I'm going to have to grab that, y'all. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I grabbed a few beads, but I did decide to use just like those, you know, kind of these random bead caps as well. So I tried to bend the other ones and they broke. I don't know what I'll use those for, but obviously I won't use them for bead caps. This is just a very small bead. I'll place that on the end. Now I'm going to hang on to this. This is a tool that I bought myself. I would say I bought it myself, but I didn't. My patron over at Patreon purchased this for me. I'm very grateful for it because I tried to do this with flat nose pliers and it just didn't work. I am no jeweler, y'all. You're probably a whole lot better at this than I am. I'm going to cut off a little. Well, I can pull it. Depending on whether you want to wrap this, is going to depend on the length of it. I think I'm going to wrap this side, but not this side. Okay, now let me see if I got this right. You bend here, and then you take it around. Uh-oh, I think I bent too far. Okay, wonderful thing that this wire is forgiving and pliable. Okay, bend, and then we're going to bend again, and we make a little hook, and then we start twisting that around. This is going to take some practice for me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a jeweler. I haven't done a lot of this, but gosh, these beads are so beautiful. I really did want to give it a go. All right, okay. Now you've got a little piece right there, so you can kind of cut that off. Well, I'm not having luck cutting it off, y'all, so I'm just going to squish it down a little bit. Like that. Okay. Alright, now you can push this back up, and you see you've made your little hook right here. Need lots of practice on my hooks, y'all. But, you know, I think I'll get better at it the more I practice with it. Bead cap on this end, and the small. These are so pretty. They're like an amber glass bead. Very pretty bead. This is a great way to use up your bead stash. Okay, another opportunity to practice. Bend, and then wrap. And as you're wrapping, the bead tightens. So you can kind of see what you got here, which is awesome, because that bead tightens. I didn't leave quite enough to really wrap down on here, and I probably should have not quite wrapped. You can see that my dimensions aren't quite right, but you know, it's boho. It's fun. it is just fun. And you know, if we take the fun out of what we're doing, we're sad when we take the fun out of it. Okay, so I'm trying to clip that off. Whoop, I did it. I love these things. I've always wanted some. Uh-oh, I'm hung. Okay. All right, there we go. You can do other things to your bead, y'all. I took a little bit of this. Now, I got my wire at the dollar store. It's in the hardware section. You get 3 rolls of wire, red, silver, and black for $1. There's also floral wire that you could probably use. This is going to be kind of my experiment today to see if I can use some floral wire. If you don't have wire, remember our little handy dandy hint of using sprung out paper clips. And as I was looking in my metal stash, I also found these Christmas ornament hangers, which would work great too. So what I'm going to do here is kind of, I'm just going to wrap this. I think it's really pretty when it's just kind of wrapped organically, as Segrid says. And then to hold it, you know, I can use my No Good, Very Bad, Awful glue gun, or I can choose just a piece of fiber to kind of hold that into place. Now this takes a little bit of, you know, it takes a little bit of patience too, but that's okay, you know. It's cool. Oh look, it looks like a lock of hair or something. I'm not really fond of that, y'all. Okay, obviously I need to work on my wrapping skills, and I need to figure out ways to make this hang on to the bead. I think with this one I did use some glue, but I did not use hot glue. And with this one, I kind of even got, oh, not that one. Oh, not that one. I've got a curly Q on here somewhere. I was kind of, oh, there it is. I was proud of that. A little curly Q there. I need to practice some more on my wrapping. Again, it's a fun way to destash and a great way to get rid of some older beads, you know, when you build your bead cylinders. It was fun, y'all. Yeah, this addiction alert. This is what I'm going to do today. And probably tomorrow and the next day too. But anyway, I hope you guys will give it a try. Please check out Segrid. She is so much fun. So thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.